All praises, honor, and glory be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Salutation to the Akim that's called into the truth. Peace and blessings to the beloved of the house of Israel scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom. As you see by the title, I'm going into St. Luke, the 20th chapter, and the 34th verse to the 36th verse. If the Lord will shoot mercy, hopefully I can make it a three-part series, so I won't have to make it too long. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start to read it. St. Luke 20 and 34. And just to give you a backdrop of what's going on here, the Sadducees came to tempt the Lord. The word temptation means a trial, like a try. So they came to try him about basically marriage. And Yahushua went over their head, as we're going to see. St. Luke 20 and 34. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, the children of this world are married and are given in marriage. Now we see that world. That world is eon, of this age. From the same as properly an age, right? So it's not just talk about the world of Israel. Let's talk about the children of this age. So the children of this world marry and are given in marriage. 35th verse. But they which shall be counted worthy to obtain that world and the resurrection from the dead neither marry nor are given in marriage. All right. So let me just kill the simplistic mind and let us not be simple. Let us not think carnally. Let us think spiritually. I want to bring out a scripture just to kill the simplicity. Yahweh shall admonish you that you should go read the Proverbs. And in Proverbs 18 and 22, it says, whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord, Yahweh. One more again, Proverbs 18 and 22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of Yahweh. Let's go to Salah. Give me some time to get there. Let's go to 1 Timothy 5 and 14. I'm just hitting the key points. 1 Timothy 5 and 14. I would therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. So we see that it can't be that because the Bible contradicts itself not. Right? So let's go back to the topic at hand. St. Luke 20 and 34. And Yahweh shall answering said unto them, the children of this world marry and are given in marriage, but they which shall be accounted worthy to obtain that world and the resurrection from the dead neither marry nor are given in marriage. So we can't have two. We can't have the conflict of him saying in Proverbs, you find a wife, you find a good thing. And in 1 Timothy, he rather that the younger women marry. So what is he talking about? That's just to kill the simple mind so they don't think carnally. Now let's look at it on the spiritual level and see what Yahweh said. Let's go to St. Matthew. Let's go to St. Matthew, the 24th chapter, and let's get the 38th verse. Let's hit the key point. And St. Matthew 24 and 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right? So basically, he's telling you they just going to be living their life, doing their thing. And that's why it goes down. When you read further down, it say two should be in the field, two should be in the bed. It's not a literal thing. In other words, they're going to be living their life, working, sleeping, probably literally marrying, you know what I'm saying? But it's just saying they basically going to be living their life, doing their thing. What's the pinnacle success of this bestial system and this world, this age? Hey, to go to college, I guess. College is in there. Get you a wife, or if your wife, get you a husband. First become successful. Get your money, get you a wife, get you a husband, have 2.5 children, which means a girl and a boy, and a dog, a house, and a white picket fence, and a house on the hill. That's the pinnacle of this society, not salvation. They don't teach salvation in school. They actually teach you to be successful. So he said basically in St. Matthew 24th chapter, they're going to be living their life, because on the 39th verse, it says, and knew not until the flood came. because they too busy living their life. And that's what he really mean. Now, they're going to be eating and drinking. We know that's spiritual too. You know, all the things that man do is for his belly. Thus it is written, paraphrasing. All right. Um, let's look at, because actually that's still, well, let's go to 1 Corinthians. And let's get the quote that Paul made. He was quoting Isaiah. I wasn't going to bring this out, but I'm going to bring it out just to explain the eating and drinking part. But we're really concentrating on the marriage part, in which it all ties in together. Basically, they're going to be doing their life. They're going to be doing them. How society say do you, they're going to be doing them. And let's just want to hit the key point. 1 Corinthians 15:32. If after the manner of men I have fought with beasts at Ephesus, what advantage it me, if the dead rise not? Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. We just read in St. Matthew, the 24th chapter, and the 38th and 39th verse. They was marrying, giving in marriage, eating and drinking. In other words, they was living this life. Now, when Paul quoted Isaiah, because he's quoting Isaiah 22nd chapter, and says pretty much the same thing. I was taught that he was fighting with a real beast, like the movie Gladiator. No, he says after the manner of men. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, someone was conflicting for what he was preaching, and he said, if the dead rise not, to hell with it. Let us just eat and drink. Let us do our thing. We might as well live, eat, and drink, and whatever. And on a spiritual level, you know, Yahweh Shah told you in St. Matthew, what that is, St. Matthew, the 26th chapter, where he said, this is my body that's broken for you, when he broke the bread. Took the wine, say, drink all of it. This is my blood in the New Testament. So we know that's dealing with philosophies as well. But basically, you going on and doing your own thing. You doing you. You getting married. You being handed in marriage. Marriage goes back to being joined to something. You have heard the expression people say, I'm going to marry the two together. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what he's talking about. They're going to be living their life until the flood come take them away. I got another precept. All right. That's showing, I brought this out because at one time, I thought it really mean that we weren't going to have women, but we wasn't going to have women. As he said, we're going to be as angels, and we know the angels have not flesh and blood. But it goes deeper. As I said, the Sadducees, he went over their head. This 2 Corinthians 11:2, for I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that ye may present you as a chaste virgin to Mashiach. As a chaste virgin. You've never been with no other doctrine, you know. As a church virgin. Now, when you go to Hosea, Hosea 2, it still talk about the marriage. Hosea 2 and 16, it tells you right there, and it shall be at that day, saith Yahweh, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shalt call me no more Baalam. Alright? Well, how we calling the Most High Ishi, which means husband? Let me get it. Let me bring it up in the other Bible app. And he just, Paul say he espoused you to one husband. Yahweh Shah, right? So let's go get what Ishi means. And how we going to call the Lord husband, because that's what it means. And it shall be in that day, saith Yahweh, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shalt call me no more Baalah. Let's get the note. Baalah, that is, Lord, my Lord. Ishi, that is, my husband. Now, when you go to this word Ishi, to bring it up, which is H376, it says man. Or perhaps a man as an individual or male. When we pull up the note, it says my husband. How we gonna call him husband? We just read. Let me go back and take it back to the top of the conversation, because I want to keep this on here. Luke 20 and 34. All right. But as we read in right here in 2 Corinthians 11 and 2, for I am jealous, 2 Corinthians 11:2, for I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you a chaste virgin to Mashiach. So they marrying strange gods. Because if they serve, Yahweh Shai said, if they not for us, they're against us. And basically he's saying, right there, the killer point, the hit point really is St. Matthew 24, 38, 39. And that's why Paul came right back and said, hey, if the dead rise not, let us eat, let us drink, for tomorrow we die. As in the time before the flood in St. Matthew 24, they were given in marriage. They were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage. They was just doing their life. All right. I have one more scripture to bring out. Like I said, it's going to be a 3-part, and I didn't want to try to make this too long. As many precepts as according to what does he mean by the children of this world marrying, not given in marriage. And this is Malachi 2 and 11. The last book in the so-called Old Testament is all one to me. And it reads, Malachi 2 and 11. Judah have dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem. For Judah have profaned the holiness of the Lord which he loved, and have married the daughter of a strange God. Strange mean outside of Israel. They're going to be outside of Israel. Foreigner, they are strange. Little g, God. He even called us gods in Deuteronomy and in the Psalms. So it's and then the daughter. Who is the daughter? It's not the daughter of Babylon in this time, falling in them ways. So when he said the children of this age, of this world, of this eon, they marry and are given in marriage. They doing them. They have no time. And besides, like I said before, my testimony is that I used to think that we wouldn't have women, because he said we're going to be as the angels, and we know the angels have flesh and blood. But I had no understanding of that at that time. When you go to Isaiah 60, I'm not going to bring it up. It says a little one shall bring forth 1,000. When you go to the scriptures in Revelation, it tell you the streets will be paved as gold. Okay? And that gold is talk about Israel. It's not going to be literal streets of gold. Alright? And I hope this was edifying. And this is part 1 of Luke, St. Luke, the 20th chapter, 34th verse to the 36th verse. Shalom.